Hello Internet, welcome to Squidward Radio. Today, let's roll for dragon. That is right, I am talking about the good old tabletop paper pencil, God Among God tabletop games. Man, I said tabletop twice. Dungeons and Dragons. Now, for any of you who haven't played Dungeons and Dragons, I will let y'all know this. Dungeons and Dragons is I said it before, tabletop pen and paper RPG, which basically means RPG, pen and paper, tabletop. Sorry, runny nose. Ugh. Dungeons and Dragons has basically been around since I think the 70s or 80s. So a lot since before I was born. And back then it was treated like Pokemon in the 90s. He's devil worshipping. What a silly time that was. And all that propaganda. Ugh. I think Dungeons and Dragons. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I am here to talk about my experience with Dungeons and Dragons. Well, honestly, I think I could say my only real exposure to it was in a Dexter's Laboratory episode. If any of you who ever watched Dexter's Laboratory, you will know the episode. The Dungeons and Dragons episode. But honestly, when I was little, I just heard about it and thought, like, oh man, that's too nerdy for me. It's coming from the guy who reads manga, plays video games, and it played the flute in band. That's a story for another time. So, who am I to judge? But, no, really my first time playing it in Dungeons & Dragons is during my college years. Though, sadly, because certain personal matters came up, I wasn't really able to last more than 2 sessions. And it wasn't because it was boring or anything. It was family matters. But okay, in D&D you play as races and as like elves, orcs, goblins, and humans, etc. And you get to pick classes: bards, paladins, and fighters, monks, and barbarians. You know, your classic fantasy tropes. I remember one time, I was playing at one of my anime club of members' place. That was my first time. I picked a bard. How it started, me and my brother's characters were trapped in a dungeon. My character assaulted the king he was playing for, because he did not like my music. And they had brought a troll ally, and everyone else was fighting. I turned my character to the troll and said, just walk up to him and say, throw me. He tosses me. My character lands head first in an enemy. He knocked that guy out. And as that happens, my brother's character throws a javelin at another one, barely missing our ally. That was a hilarious time. Then a few years later, Team 4 Star, if any of you have watched their Dragon Ball Z Abridged, started to do their own D&D series. And still being so inexperienced, I thought I didn't realize is that they were doing a homebrew of 5th edition. Then when I was over at my grandmother's, I was playing a game of it. Of course, I picked a bard because, you know. And in the beginning part of it, I get burned, and my cousin's character sneaks off. I run and up a tower. I was calling for him and alert the cultists. And as the cultists turn around, me and my cousin's characters both point at each other like, "You did it." That was just hilarious. Yes. But that's when I learned that where I saw the Team 4 Star's characters as we're all homebrewed. And then, then after a while I find another D&D series called Brony D&D. And before any of you ask, no, they are not using ponies as characters. They have your standard half-elves, orcs, tieflings, gnome characters. Though one of them is a dragon. And I'm loving that series. If anyone wants to check that out. And then Lanny Pator from Team 4 Star has his own D&D series called Roll With Me. If any of you want to check that one out, I highly recommend either. I highly recommend any. Hey, Molly. Say hi, Molly. Are you stuck? Well, anyways, I actually highly recommend and any of these series is though Brony D&D basically is using the 3.5 edition as opposed to Lanny Pator's from Team 4 Stars. There's 5th edition and Team 4 Stars is 5th edition. And honestly, if I could do it, just seeing them makes me really want to do another game, though honestly I'm too nervous to do it because, well, what I affectionately call the 2-session curse, where I only am able to stick around for 2 sessions. It's only happened twice, but I wouldn't mind playing in D&D again, especially with all the crazy characters I am coming up in my mind. Well, anyways, I would highly recommend any of these series. So, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.